Alright, so today I'm going to go through every guitar I've got in my collection. There's only 6, shouldn't take us too long. Thought it might make a cool video though, and we can have a little chat about what I've got going on. Before we get into it though, give the channel a subscribe and a like, drop a comment below, let me know what you guys have got. Let's get into it. Alright, so first one up, this is a 2019, I believe. Yeah, 2019 Fender Telecaster. It's an American Professional series, so it's the first iteration of American Professionals. Man, I went on a journey with these things. I really did. I started off, see, this is my least played guitar, and it's such a shame because it is such a freaking awesome guitar. That's why I could never get rid of it. I started off, I'd never played a Telecaster before, and I thought I want to try one because they look cool, they're iconic, right? So I went down to the store and I bought, I can't remember the exact name of it. Back in the time, it was the equivalent of like the Squire Bullet Strat that they did. It was like the equivalent, but for a Telecaster. Super cool. It had like a bridge where you could either do through body or top load it. Anyway, it was so cheap. It was like 120 quid or something like that. Bought it just to see if I would get on with it, and I did, and I loved it. And I had that guitar maybe for 6 months or so, and it was awesome. And I thought, you know what, I want something just a bit better. The next one up, right? So I went and found a Fender. It was the Player Series. Picked one of those up, and again, it was in white. Like the first one I got was in white, the second one I got was in white, and I picked that up. Again, very cool. This is like gas in action. I had that for maybe another few months, and then I thought, you know what though? It needs to be a full fat Telecaster. Like, I need to go and find a US built Telecaster, right? So I went down to the store and I found they had, I can't remember the exact name of it. It was similar to, or it was the equivalent to the Highway 1 that Fender did. So it was US built. This one was in Butterscotch blonde, much like this. And it had extra jumbo frets. It had quite high output. I think they were called Texas Special pickups in it. And it had the, I think, 70s style headstock logo. So it was like a really big, bold logo on the headstock. And that guitar was awesome. I think that had a matte finish to the fretboard, whereas this one has gloss on the front and satin on the back. Anyway, I had that guitar for maybe a year or so, and I just wanted, I don't know, I still hadn't scratched that Telecaster itch. So I went down to the store one day and I said to myself, if they've got this in, then it's good, then I'll trade the old one in, right, and pick this up. And anyway, went down to PMT, rest in peace, and they had this, and yeah, it's just, everything about it is such a good guitar. Everything on it is perfect. And yeah, I picked this one up, and it's obviously a bit more traditional. So it's got the smaller frets, the less high output pickups in it. I have made a couple of modifications to this though. I've decided to go ahead and put Fender strap locks on. They're in gold, so they don't match anything else on the guitar apart from maybe the brass saddles. I then put a set of Fender locking tuners on it because I'm a huge fan of locking tuners. And for some random reason, I went for the brushed like satin silver, not the chrome ones. So this guitar is a bit mix and match, but I quite like that, you know. Anyway, this is an awesome guitar, super solid tuning. Yeah, it just never goes out of tune. And yeah, I really need to play this thing. I really do. It's a sin. Anyway, on to the next one. All right, next up we've got this. This is an LTD EC1001T CTM. So it's an Eclipse, but it's the traditional style. So it's got a full thickness body. It's double bound on the body, bound neck. It's got a much chunkier heel joint to it than the other Eclipse range, which I like. I like traditional style guitars. And this, yeah, I picked this one up. The only trouble with this one is it weighs an absolute ton. But this guitar, I've had it tuned down to drop C, which I've mainly kept this one in. I had some huge strings on it, some mammoth slinkies, so kind of similar to playing like a light set of bass strings, but they're great. Yeah, this was my main guitar for all the drops, tuning heavy stuff. I mean, it's got the EMG active pickups. I think they're a 56 or a 50 and 66 TW, might be a 56 and a 60. I really like these pickups, especially for high gain stuff. I mean, they sound great clean, and they've got coil splits on them as well, which is awesome. So they're quite versatile. This guitar, it's actually, I'm looking to move it on, looking to get shot of it for no real reason, apart from it is just the one in my collection that at the moment just doesn't have a place. It's been effectively replaced by one of the guitars coming up in the duties of being down-tuned and for my heavier stuff. So this one has to go. Yeah, I think it's my only Les Paul shape or single cut shape guitar, apart from the Tele, obviously, is kind of a single cut, I guess. But yeah, I will miss this guitar. It's just a case of I need to thin the herd a little bit. But yeah, overall though, this guitar's great. It's got like a set through neck, ebony board. I really love ebony boards. Lock-in tuners. This is a 2018 model. Made in Indonesia. But yeah, I love this guitar. I mean, it's, yeah, the finish on it is impeccable. Tone Pros lock-in bridge and tailpiece. I did add the Shala strap locks, which I've added to a couple of my guitars actually. I just love them, can't do without them. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much stock. And yeah, great guitar, but this one is gonna go. So, next. All right, so talking of the replacement for that LTD, it's another LTD, but this one I'm a bit more attached to, hence why I'm gonna keep this one. Well, a couple of reasons. First one is I'm a huge fan of the shape. So this is an LTD Phoenix 1000. This is made in Indonesia, 2019 model. Picked this up from Anderton's. A little bit of a story behind this one as well, which I like. I like guitars with a story to tell. So this one, when this was released, I know the LTD did the Phoenix a few years ago. They did a re-release. It must have been around the 2019, 2020, around that time. I saw these come up, and back then I think they only did 2 different colors. I think they did a red one, like a see-through cherry red, and they did this, which is supposed to be a vintage white or an off-white, but it's more custard cream, right? So I saw Anderton's had these in stock, and they advertised them as, or they did a video at least later explaining, because they were on an epic deal. So they're advertised as being on an epic deal, and the price was really good for it. So I decided to just go ahead and buy one. I mean, they only had about 6 or something in stock. So I bought one, it arrived, and yeah, it's great. There is not a problem with it, right? And then I saw maybe a few months after this, I saw Anderton's do a video. Obviously, they hadn't shifted as many of them as they wanted, and they decided to do like an epic deal video. And these guitars, they obviously had some left, and they were talking about them. And the captain, he explained that the factory, they basically bought a bunch of them from LTD or the supplier or whatever. And they were essentially factory rejects, or there was something not quite up to par with them. Hence, Anderton's got a deal on them, and that's why they had them, right? So I don't know what the hell it is that is wrong with this guitar, because it's perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And yeah, it's just a bit of an interesting story anyway. So that's how I came by this one. And spec-wise, it's very similar. So we've got like obviously the gold hardware, but we've got Tone Pros locking tailpiece and bridge. We've got the LTD locking tuners up here. Ebony board, XJ frets. This one is a neck through though, which I quite like. So it's a mahogany neck. It's neck through. mahogany wings for the body. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Firebird shape, which this obviously is going for. I'm a big fan of LTD as well, so this is why this one has to stay. And I have done a couple of things. So I've put the shallow strap locks on this one as well. Yeah, it needs it. It's quite a weighty guitar. Otherwise, though, it balances fairly well. I have got a suede strap on this one, so that does help with any kind of neck dive, as these shapes are kind of a bit prone to. What else have I done? So, the scratch plate. These guitars, right, they come with a plain white scratch plate, and I just really have a thing against like white scratch plates on white or off-white guitars. I mean, this is nowhere near white, obviously. It just didn't seem to match anything. I mean, the pickup selector has got a black toggle switch to it. Pickup surrounds are black. The truss rod cover, black. And the white pickguard just did not seem to really go. It just, yeah, I just didn't like it. So there's a company here in the UK, they're called Tiny Tone. I think they're part of Jack's Instrument Services. And they will custom make you any kind of plastics for your guitar, basically. So, sent off the old one. They made me this in black, and it's a 3-ply. So the middle ply is actually a kind of yellowish off. It's like a cream, vintage cream kind of color, which incidentally matches the body almost perfectly. I don't know if you can see that on the cameras, but yeah, it's great. And they engraved this little Phoenix emblem here as well, again just down to the middle layer, so you got that yellow showing through, but I think it matches the color of the guitar spot on, so I'm really happy with that. And yeah, I think that looks great. I think black looks so much better. Only other thing I've done on this is the tone and volume knobs I switched out. So these ones are like styled after shells. Yeah, bullet shells, casings. Yeah, whacked them on there because I thought they looked awesome. And Tiny Tone as well, they made this pickup surround poker chip is what I'm going for. Just says semi and auto. And yeah, that is that, basically. That is that. Now, I do have another plan for this guitar. See, I'm going to swap this pickup out. The pickups in this in a moment are quite interesting. You've got a Seymour Duncan Custom 5. In the, it's an SH5, it's a Seymour Duncan Custom is what they call it, in the bridge. And in the neck is a P90, it's a Seymour Duncan Fat Cat, which I really like that actually in the bridge, but in the neck, sorry. But in the bridge, for what I want this guitar to do, which is to be down-tuned, so drop C around that kind of area, I am going to whack a Duncan Distortion in there, which is coming out of one of the other guitars that we'll see in a minute. So we got that to do. I reckon that's going to be done in the next few weeks, and then we'll see how this gets on. But yeah, on to the next one. So this is a Harley Benton Victory BK Plus or something like that. It's a very cheap guitar, and I bought this guitar for 2 reasons. One, because I'd never played a Flying V before, and I really like the look of them. 2, because I wanted to modify a guitar. I wanted to get a platform to build something on, you know, make it my own, and just get that experience of upgrading pretty much everything there is to on a guitar. I'm gonna make a separate video on this of exactly everything I did and the amount it cost and what the results are. But we'll just go over this one just real basically. I mean, I've everything on it, all of the hardware I completely stripped out, including the wiring, all gone, replaced with much better quality stuff. I put some Graphtec ratio locking tuners on, which cost more than the actual guitar did. I think I paid for about 150 quid for this guitar. The tuners were about 160, so that's just mental. It's got an Nirvana nut, so I replaced the nut with an Nirvana nut. The frets haven't been changed, and this one has got, like, I think they call it a Blackwood fretboard. It's kind of, to me, very similar to Ebony, but obviously a lot cheaper. I put a set of Seymour Duncan Distortion, the Mayhem set they call it, in here, which I'm gonna take the bridge one out and put it into the LTD, and then I'm gonna put the custom pickup in this one, which I think will look cool with the gold cover on it. Anyway, shell casings for knobs again. This has got an iron, I think it's called Iron Age or Iron Gear kill switch. So we got that. The electronics like fully gutted, including the jack. Everything was changed. The switch for better quality components. Had Tiny Tone again make the end plate here, and they've just engraved it Black 7, which is the guitar's name. I do name some of them. They did the poker chip there as well. Like I say, kill switch is installed. It's got coil split as well on this. Shallow strap locks I put on there, and also on the back, Tiny Tone. It's going to be upside down, but they made the rear cavity control plate there. And yeah, as you can see, I've just stuck a bunch of stickers on this. Got a heartogram diamond on the front. There was the orange. I just thought, why not? This was the guitar that I just went crazy with, and it's super fun to do, and it just leaves you in a bit of a predicament because one of my guitars coming up now, it has replaced this, but at the same time, this guitar to sell would be kind of worthless because, you know, if I sell this guitar with everything on it, all the modifications, you know, who's going to want to buy that? Because they're quite specific. I mean, someone would want it, but, you know, yeah, it's not exactly worth an awful lot of money, despite the mods, right? But yeah, the neck on this is quite nice as well. It's not too chunky. But it's not too thin either. Yeah, I really like this guitar. I just keep it around for playing out with. This strap as well, this came from Heister Camp. So this was one of their special limited edition run straps. Yeah, very military styled. Don't know how well you'll be able to see this on the camera, but yeah, I love this strap. It's like a padded leather and canvas. Yeah, super awesome. And that's about everything on this guitar. Yeah, mental amount of money I spent on this. Ridiculous. Why would I do that? I don't know. Alright, so next up, this is a Gibson Flying V. This one is the Gibson 70s Flying V. I think this is a 2023. Yeah, this is a 2023 Gibson. I bought this after playing that Harley Benton there, and I decided that I really love Flying Vs, and I really wanted a Gibson Flying V. So I saw this one come up about 8-9 months ago now, and decided to pull the trigger. And yeah, this guitar is absolutely fantastic. Everything about it is just so resonant. It's just it's awesome, and it's a Gibson as well. I'm a Gibson fan, you know. Yeah, pickups in this are the Gibson 70s Tribute humbuckers. It's a rosewood board, mahogany neck, mahogany body. Everything is stock on this guitar, apart from I have added some finger stabbing devices around the pots, which I quite like the look of. Yeah, this, I mean, what can I say? It's a Gibson Flying V. It's just freaking awesome. Yeah, really love this guitar. Super comfortable to play as well. Even sat down, it's, I guess, a bit of an acquired thing, but with a strap on, when I'm sat, I just always have my guitar sat between the legs, which I pretty much adopted that more classical style position when I got a Flying V. And ever since then, I've just now play every single guitar that I've got will go between the legs, and I'll wear the strap even when I'm sat down. It's super comfortable and ergonomic. If you've never tried it, definitely give it a go. Might be a bit alien to get used to, but once you do, especially if you're a beginner, I think it will really help the transition as well between playing sitting down and then standing up, because the guitar is a little bit lower and it's also a bit less secure, like not as anchored to your body, so it can move a bit, which obviously when you're standing, things are going to be moving around a lot, right? So yeah, this guitar is awesome, super resonant, surprisingly in tune. I haven't picked this one up for about a couple of weeks, but yeah. On to the next one. Maybe we'll see the back. There's the back. Yeah, it's sexy. It's my baby. Last but not least, this is, I believe it's a 2023, again, yeah, Gibson Explorer. And again, it's the 70s. This guitar has a story to tell, and this is my main use guitar as well, which is crazy when I tell you about this thing. So I won this guitar for about 10 quid in a raffle, and it arrived, and it was an actual Gibson, and it's just mind-blowing, right? So yeah, this is a 70s Gibson 70s Flying V. It's made in 2023, so it's a tribute to the 70s, I guess. Oh man, I mean, what can I say? This is like in a kind of classic white, I think they call it, finish, in perfect condition, or it was. I'll be honest, I've put a few war stories on it, but yeah, mahogany neck, mahogany body. Again, the 70s pickups, or the 70s tribute pickups in here, which I quite like, actually. First, I'm not sure if I was a fan, but yeah, now I'm playing, I'm like, okay, you know, these sound quite good. I'm using them quite a lot of gain, though. I do use quite a lot of gain, so especially live, but yeah. Yeah, man, what can I say? Yeah, absolutely great guitar. Again, I've added some finger stabbing devices because, yeah, I just love that pain. Everything else on this is stock. It's got the white scratch plate on it, and I did a mock-up with a black one, and I think it looks so much better. So I reckon I'm going to be contacting Tiny Tone again soon, getting a black scratch plate to go on here. I think that's going to just set it off, to be honest. But yeah, ever since getting this guitar, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I've not really touched a lot of the others, excluding the V, which I still pick up a lot. Yeah, absolutely mind-blowing that I won this thing. I did not expect it. I was sat in Poland, and I saw this come up on a guitar raffle website, so chuck a few quid at it, and yeah, lo and behold, a few weeks later, this arrives, right? Yeah, it came in its case and everything. Now, this one has a little story as well. So when I did some sleuthing online, just because you think, you know, is this genuine, is this legit? Yeah, I had a quick search of the serial number to see if anything came up, right? And I typed the serial number in, and I found it was an advert on Reverb, and it was Gibson themselves that had actually sold this guitar via Reverb, and they'd put the serial number in the description, hence why Google had picked it up, right? So I clicked on that, so I thought, okay, that's interesting. So I'm guessing that is where the raffle guys got this guitar from. So I had a quick look just to have a read. I was just interested. You know, I had no reason to doubt it was anything but genuine, right? I'm just going to throw that out there. I had no reason to doubt them. It's a reputable company and everything, right? I was just more looking out of my own curiosity. And I saw the Gibson listing actually marked this as a demo guitar, which I found interesting because it even said in their description that it was a 2023 demo guitar, right? Which I've got no problems with because it's still exactly the same as any other off-the-shelf Gibson that you're buying, right? So what I found really interesting was that the Gibson say they stamped the back of their headstocks with demo if it's a demo guitar. So I thought, that's interesting. So I quickly had a look, and there is nothing stamped to the back of this headstock. Nothing at all, no demo, nothing. So yeah, super interesting. I mean, yeah, it must be. It's just one of those little things. It's got a little story. So as far as I can tell, this was a demo, a Gibson demo guitar. Like I say, when it came to me, it was in absolutely perfect condition. It plays beautifully. I mean, I've since set this up. I've got Ultra Slinkies on this, which is the bass strings are from like an 11 set. The treble strings are from a 10 set. And yeah, I mean, I've got it in standard tuning, but for the kind of things that I play on it, obviously there's a fair bit of Metallica on this. You know, I'm a big Hetfield fan. Obviously, he's more in line with the 80s variant, but 70s does it just as well, right? Yeah, this guitar's great. It's my main use guitar. I pick it up every single day and play this thing. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So anyway, that's been that. Thanks for watching if you've got this far. And what I'm going to do is do another video similar to this, maybe next year, and we'll see what's changed. I've got no intentions of getting rid of this, the Telecaster, or the Flying V. Famous last words, right? Peace out.